What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're curious to see what we're about to do with this 351 Windsor that we just picked up at the junkyard, in this video we're about to get it prepped, ready to go over to the machine shop. So if you're interested in what we're about to do today to it, stick around, hit that thumbs up, let's get into it. Make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video. Got something good in the mail, something new in the mail to put on one of our fox bodies. Okay, so without further ado, so you guys see it. You guys have been following on the channel. The 351 Windsor roller motor that we just got in the, from the junkyard was actually a big score. And you see me in the other video tearing it all down, got all these extra pieces. I'm not gonna throw anything away because people who actually have 5.8 and 351 Windsor parts that need them may have use for those. I know it's kind of like junk parts or whatever, but you never throw anything away, and I encourage you guys never to throw away your stock fox body parts. I mean, it's just at this age, especially stuff like that, you just don't throw that stuff away. You know, put it in a corner, put it in the attic, whatever, forget about it, whatever. But we're not here to talk about that stuff today. We're here to block prep my 351 Windsor roller motor. As you guys already see, we already had this block already cleaned for the most part. You know, we took some grinders to it and cleaned it out really well. And as you already know, we had really good cylinders, which makes this 351 Windsor roller motor a good candidate for a stock bore replacement. Now, I wouldn't put the original cast pistons back in, but that's where the 387 idea comes in. So what we're gonna do is we are going to set up, and I'm gonna put you on a couple time lapses, so I hope you don't mind, and we are going to hone this block out with the honing tool that I have. It's a big ball hone, looking to get a good crosshatch, so I could take it over to the machine shop and the block gets decked to be flat. Block's already honed. We're gonna pop the freeze plugs, pop the cam bearings, and at that point, it's gonna go into the sonic tank and get cleaned. That's where we're at with this today. You know, in another video, we'll talk about the parts that are coming in for this. I will show you some of the stuff that we will be taking over with us to the machine shop at the end of the video. So let's just get into this hone. Like I said, I'm gonna put you on a couple time lapses. We're gonna hone it out and then we'll look at it. I usually like to hone with mineral spirits and Dex-3 transmission fluid. I mix these two together in a little container. This is what we hone our blocks with. You know, a mix of this, along with the proper tooling, of course, in my ball home. Now, I've already done these honing procedures on a number of blocks over the years, and it's just getting better and better. So kind of already familiar. You know, there's a certain type of speed you want to go to. You know, these things like to fall off and break, you know, because it catches the block. You know, I'm not particularly here to tell you, you know, how to hone a block. This is just, I just need to get this block ready for Dave so he can get it cut this weekend. And when our parts come in next week, we can make a video of us actually assembling a 387 motor. But what I am doing in this video is showing you kind of general knowledge on what you can do on your own if you're interested in actually learning how to rebuild your own engine. It just takes a normal drill, which you can do it within a, you know, a battery charged drill. You just gotta know the speeds. We try to maintain about a 20 to 25 degree angle in the block. You don't want your crosshatch to be flat because then you'll get blow by. You don't want to be too long because then you'll get ring rotation issues. You know, again, like I'm not here to show you how to hone per se, as to maybe just familiarize it with what I'm doing here on this block on the channel. Now this process really only takes a few minutes to actually do because I'm only going to be running the hone in the cylinder for like 15 seconds. The speed of the drill and the hone will actually determine the crosshatch. And I've been doing it a number of years. I can get darn close. Most of the motors that I've built at this point haven't had any blow-by issues or issues with it. You know. Easy peasy, right? Well, not really, but you can see got a nice little 25 degree angle in there. My oil will actually work really well with my rings, and this had a really good you know, lip on it. So, you know, we were just scuffing this thing for the most part, and that's all we're really gonna do. We're gonna set some drop rings in it with some fox body pistons like we had talked about. I'm not gonna do talk after every cylinder. We're gonna put you on the time lapse, finish the block, wash it down real quick with brake cleaner, and then we're gonna get on the truck and take it over to Dave's. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's you know, you guys can do this stuff at home. You can do this on a 302. You know, you can do this on a 351. You can do this on pretty much any block as long as you have the proper tools. And you know, it is just a basic hone tool with a drill. And anyways, let me put you back on the time lapse. We'll finish the block up and we'll talk after. All right, so we're about halfway through the block. Like I said, this process only takes a few minutes. More time cleaning and making sure that the cylinder is clean, because make sure that the bottom where the piston pin is, there's a little area that you definitely, if you're gonna try to hone your block yourself, you know, it's right here. You're gonna wanna clean all that off. And all I really do, guys, is, you know, you can see how dirty it is. I just take a Scotch-Brite with some brake clean. The bottom of that cylinder is clean. Otherwise, you know, you'll get contaminants in your ball hone, and you know, you don't want that in your ball hole. You just want cutting fluid, aka transmission fluid, and mineral spokes. But anyways, we're gonna get the other half of the block done. I'll show you the cylinders real quick, and that'll be pretty much all I got for you outside of opening that box for you. Guys, so we pretty much got the block honed. You can see the cylinders are nice, you know, they're nice and shiny, got a nice little 20, 25, 30 degree hatch to it, which is actually pretty good for being a little backyard job that we got going on here. So it's not got to be perfect. I've done this on, you know, 100 blocks, and most, if not all of them, had no issues whatsoever. It's never going to be perfect, but you know, I encourage you guys, if you get a chance to go out there and do this stuff yourself, if you have the opportunity to do this stuff yourself, you can save yourself some money on a stock bore, on a 351, on a 302, just anything really, at any engine at that point. But and I'm not taking anything away from machinists. Let the professionals do what they do. You know, if it needs bored, bore it. Don't hone it and throw some rings in it and then let's get some blow by. Speaking of which, I'm gonna stick a stock 4-inch ring in here, and we're gonna check our gap real quick. I'm just curious myself. Now these are just extra parts that I had from one of the other builds for my 302, but I think I got factory, yeah, see that? For a 151540 Dodge Ford. These are factory Hastings pistons, little plasma molly, little cheapies or whatever. We're gonna stick one in the bore and see how big the gap is gonna be for these rings. Kind of get an idea, you know what I mean? An idea of what it's gonna look like when the other ring set come in, because all I did was buy a set of plasma molly drop-in rings for the Fox pistons. All right, so what I'm going to do here is take one of the top rings. I'm going to set it here in the bore. Again, guys, all we're doing here is getting an idea how big the cylinder really is. So what I'll do is I'll set the piston in, and you can see it'll stop at the second ring. You can see that's real tight. But I want to say, aha, figured it out. Perfect. Now I know. It's going to have a great gap here. Probably going to be around 16 thou, 15 thou, right? Definitely tight, right? But that's okay. These rings, these are file fit rings. I completely forgot I ordered them. You can see the these are 5 over. If I put standard 4-inch rings in here, it'd probably be just a drop-in set. Probably be sitting around 22, 23 gap. Be perfect, nice and tight, clean, ready to run. Not perfect for boost, but that's okay. You know, I always run my blocks at around 24, 25 anyways. So we're gonna take our pistons over with us. We're gonna be using the Windsor rods and the factory Fox pistons, which are forged. We're gonna take them over with our block, and that's where Dave's gonna do his machine work, and then we'll bring it back, check bearing clearance, and just start you know, assembling on the channel. All right, so what did we get for, obviously it's from McLeod, for our Fox boxes. All right. One of my RMAs. I run 3 twin discs. So I'm assuming that this is, and it is, one of my RX THDs that I had to have sent back and have it rebuilt. But yeah, we'll be getting that installed here shortly. It's probably gonna go in the white car. If you enjoy this sort of stuff, if you enjoy what I do here at the garage, make sure you check out that join button. Join the channel for the membership. It has its perks. There's a thanks button. If there's a video out there that has helped you, any video that I have, you can donate back to the channel. But outside of that, guys, I just appreciate the sub. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Stay tuned to the 351 block, as we're gonna be building a Poorman stroker right here on the channel. So outside of that, I just appreciate the watch time, and I thank you for watching the channel. See you soon in the next video.